Good morning. Are you even ready? Because our producer, camera guy was like, come on, ladies, let's go.
He is on top of stuff this morning.
He is like, let's go, ladies. So are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
I'm ready. Are you ready? Okay, we're ready. So it's interesting that you suggested this topic because when I was a new mom, someone said these words to me. I'm not going to say it just yet. You have this. I was like, no, I don't. I do not have this. And my mom said it again. Yes, I think that's what you have. A friend said it. No, that's not it. And every time I would hear these words, I would cringe. I'm just confessing it. So the fact that you suggested this topic, I was like, I think this is for me. So what am I talking about? Mama fatigue. I was just not happy with those words. I was like, I thought that I felt weak. I thought that I felt like it was a condition, that I was diagnosed with something else. So when Cynthia sent me some ideas for topics, I could not believe she wrote those. I was like, I know it's for our viewers, but it's always also for me. You always speak into my heart. Mama fatigue. Is it a diagnosis? Is it a condition? Is it a disease?
I think we get it. I can remember sitting on my couch, and my mind was blank, and my mind is always active, and so if my mind is totally blank, it's just weird. Mm-hmm. And I would try to.
We don't have a nothing box,
no,
Cynthia.
We don't.
We don't. So what is that?
So we get that way, and sometimes you just can't pull anything else out. But that's okay because God knows that.
I know.
The verses that I have for this week is, about how youths grow weary and tired. And they can't go all the time. Right. You can't go all the time.
Yes.
So you have to depend on the Lord to give you strength. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength.
Why is it so hard for us to admit that we're tired?
Because we're supposed to be the Energizer Bunny. We're supposed to go all the time. We expect that of ourselves, especially when we're young. And we want to.
I want to. And Cynthia, I'll tell you, and my son is here. He knows. It hurts me to say I am tired.
Yeah.
Scott has to obligate me to rest. I mean, the other day we were going to meet on Monday, and I was like, I feel so embarrassed to type this to Cynthia. My husband prefers I rest. I'm like, no, I can't believe I'm saying that. But it's the truth. He's like, you need to rest. What is wrong with you? What do you mean you're going to keep going? I don't know what it is that it's like, I want to rest because I know I have to please my husband, please the Lord first and foremost. Right. But Cynthia, it is just so hard for me to admit that I have to. Mm-hmm. And so hard to admit that I have mama fatigue.
And rest means you sit down and do
I know.
Nothing.
I know.
Nothing. And that's so hard for some of us moms because there's, especially if you're in your house, there's something that needs to be done.
Right.
Something.
Right.
Something.
But it's funny. And I don't know if you remember this, Rio, but it was years ago. One time Rio said to me, Mama, do you know that doing nothing is actually doing something? And I'm like, oh. It went in through one ear, not the other. But when you said that, I was like, wait, he said that to me once. Yeah. And that moment, I felt, oh, I am doing something. I'm doing nothing.
Right. But it's good for you sometimes to sit down and rest. Yes. And, for a while, I didn't know what it was. And I was trying to get people to tell me what it was. And it's like you sit down and you do nothing.
Yeah, it's so easy for our husbands. That's why I interrupted you and said, we don't have a nothing box. You taught me that. We have a spaghetti brain. They have a nothing box.
I know. They can actually think nothing.
I know. I've asked Rio, what are you thinking? Nothing? Did you want me to tell you something? I asked Scott, what are you thinking? Nothing? Oh my God, they do.
Our minds run all the time. And even part of this is being willing to go to bed and sleep.
Yeah.
And our culture is very sleep deprived. And so we need to get a regular bedtime and actually go to sleep. Because that's part of rest.
I love the verse you just gave us, because sometimes we think of Isaiah 40:31 as that Bible verse to cling to when we're having issues at work. Well, being a mom is our job.
Being a mom is a job. It's the
It's
most
our work.
important job in
Yes.
the world.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that. In fact, that's my husband's favorite verse. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a good verse.
It is a good verse.
So get some rest, ladies, and sleep. Go to bed, sleep.
She's talking to all of us.
I know. I'm talking to me too, because sometimes I don't want to do it.
You're right. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.